pandemic cannot stop football. All European nations came. Only the elite remain. "24 teams. Only one can rule Europe. It is now time. Let the battle commence." The Euro 2020. Rule Europe. A pandemic cannot stop football. All European nations came. Only the elite remain. "24 teams. Only one can rule Europe. It is now time. Let the battle commence. 2020. Rule Europe. A pandemic cannot stop football. Hello and welcome to Final Day. It is here. 2 weeks worth of football has come down to this. It is the final day. Oh my God. 8 o'clock we will bring you the virtual Euro 2020 final, Netherlands versus Portugal. Adam Sadler versus James Appleton. All the hard work has got to pay off today. It is the last chance to make a claim on this tournament and claim victory and lift that trophy. Oh my God, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we finally got here. But before we get to the final today, we will bring you the third place playoff, Germany versus France, Greg Jones versus Paul Hudson, and we will also go through the awards that we have been gathering, and we have settled on some winners, or we may be settling on some winners during this live stream as it happens. So that will be in between the third place playoff and the final. So 6:30, I'm being told, is when we have the third place playoff. So before that, it'll probably get shown a few times tonight, but let me show you how we got here, how we got to the last day, May 10th, final of the virtual Euro 2020. Let's see how we got here. a journey we have been on. I forgot how many good goals have been scored and how many great saves. We will be going over the goals and saves in the recap and the panel in between the third place playoff and final. But why don't I give you a sneak peek into some of, well, the nominations for save and goal. So why not start with the goalkeepers? Number one, after all. Some great saves from some great goalkeepers there. But we'd like to know your opinion on the saves and goals, so make sure to comment on wherever you're watching this from, YouTube, Twitter or Twitch. We'd love to get your thoughts on the goals and saves of the tournament, or any personal highlights of yours. Make sure to get in touch. We'll do our best to read it out and maybe even take it in consideration for the actual awards later tonight. So, as I promised, why don't we get a sneak peek at the goals of the tournament? Who's your favourite? Wow, some of them goals are incredible. It's going to be difficult to pick one of them to be the winner. I already know there's been some controversy, shall we say, on picking a winner for this, so it's going to be very difficult to decide an outright winner for goal of the season. So it'll all be discussed later on tonight, and I'm sure there'll be a heated argument for personal favourites, stuff like that. So we'll find out. We'll find out who is going to win goal of the tournament. But before we get to the awards and before we get to the final, Netherlands versus Portugal, 8 o'clock. Make sure to watch until then, and then we'll get to sit back, watch the last match of this tournament. It is going to be brilliant. It's going to be magnificent. So let's find out. Again, we'll probably show these clips later on, but let's find out why Germany are in the third place playoff and not Netherlands. An 89th minute winner for Netherlands means Germany will be in the third place playoff, and they will be playing France, who narrowly missed out themselves due to Portugal. Let's have a look why France are in the third place playoff. So another 89th minute winner for Portugal means that Portugal went through and France sadly missed out on a final. Excuse me. So it sets up France versus Germany in the third place playoff. Greg Jones versus Paul Hudson. All four of the teams that are playing today, third place or final, have had an incredible journey, and I'm sure you'll agree, justifiably deserve to be in the positions they are and deserve to be playing today. Sorry, I've got something to stop, bear with me. So it sets up Germany versus France. Germany had a quite fortunate group in Group A. They faced Wales, Poland and Hungary, thrashing Wales on the first day 5-0. Narrowly beating Hungary 1-0 on their second match, and 0-0 sent them through as group winners. Excuse me. But they narrowly beat Spain in the last 16 with their first shot on target in the 102nd minute, sending them through on extra time. And the quarterfinals, they went to penalties. Excuse me. I'm having a terrible time. They narrowly beaten Iceland on penalties 4-3, with Kimmich getting the vital last one. And then, as you saw before, it was Netherlands versus Germany, and Germany just missed out thanks to an 89th minute winner from Promise in Netherlands. France, on the other hand, had a up and down group with Netherlands, Scotland and Iceland. First fixture 0-0 against Netherlands, the eventual finalist themselves, and then they managed to beat comprehensively Scotland and Iceland both 4-0. I'll get this sorted later. I sincerely apologise. So that set them up as group winners in Group D. The last 16 match was, I've drawn a blank, Finland. It was Finland. Finland themselves only scoring one goal in the group stages, and it was a vital one to send them through to the knockout stages. But they set up very defensively against France, and it proved effective as France could only beat them 1-0 thanks to a goal from Benzema. They had another favourable draw in the quarterfinals against Hungary, who finished at the top of the third places, and after they beat Austria quite nicely. But France were too good for that match, winning the match 2-0, goals from Pogba and Griezmann. And then, as you saw before, they narrowly missed their opportunity for a final spot as they got beat 1-0 from an 89th minute winner with Portugal and Bernardo Silva. So it sets up quite a nice match for the third places. Germany and France, two mega powers in international football, so I'm sure it will entertain regardless. They are playing for third, so it is something to fight for, even though it isn't a trophy. It is the respect and the coveted bronze medal in an international tournament like this. So I'm sure Greg and Paul have both set up their teams to go out and win, and with that, hopefully to entertain the neutrals that are all watching today. So that being said, let's go to Wembley Stadium for this third place playoff. It's going to be Germany versus France, Greg Jones versus Paul Hudson. So let's join Martin Tyler and Alan Smith, and let's enjoy the third place playoff.
Number 19, the first 10 minutes might tell us how this match is going to pan out. Who can get the upper hand?
Number
Who can get
14,
hold of this ball? That's all the questions.
Number 10, Julian Brand. Number 20, Serge Gnabry.
And we pause
And
now
number 24,
for the national anthems.
Leroy Sané.
Germany are going to go for this lineup for this match.
Marc-Andre ter Stegen starts in goal.
Nicolas Soule
Starts with Mats Hummels in centre defence.
Leroy Sané.
Starts with Serge Gnabry as the wide options.
And the main striker is Timo Werner.
Just on the subject of France and this wonderful group of young players that they've got.
Yeah, and we talk about Clairefontaine, we have done so often down the years. Still it produces Mbappe, Dembele, wonderful young prospects.
A lot of interest in how
Thank
France
you
would
for
line up today.
attending
Here it
Wembley
is.
Stadium.
Bugolari starts in goal.
Enjoy the game.
Rafael Varane starts with Aymeric Laporte as the centre backs.
Kylian Mbappe plays
Together with Karim Benzema.
and the game is kicked off.
Marco Reus. So easy in possession. Marco Reus. Reus. Excellent attacking play here. Can open up the opposition. Very straightforward save for the goalkeeper. Star names that we're looking at today. What do you think, Alan?
Well, two excellent attacking players. We are treated to seeing. We're really enjoying good seasons, and I'm expecting a bit more of the same today.
Can't keep it on the pitch. It's gone out for a throw. Son. Reus. Toni Kroos. No offside. Difficult decision for the officials here, but it is a throw, not a corner. Reus. He shielded it well under some pressure there. Intercepted well. Gnabry. Leroy Sané. It's a good cross. Not a chance really to put that into a much more dangerous area. Has to go down as a poor cross. Kroos. Kroos. Leroy Sané. He needed to show his class, and he's done just that.
Less than happy with that decision from the ref. They were convinced it was a penalty.
Germany have the ball. Reus. It's Kimmich. Teammates getting out of the way because they know he can dribble it here. Well, now they can attack, and he's got support with him. He can put them in front. He's got the first breakthrough now.
Well, I do think they deserve that. I think we'll make play today.
Good look here, again, by the replay of the goal.
Oh, look at the manager. He works hard on his team on the training ground, and he's seen some reward for it down there now.
Looking good for Germany. They now lead.
For the hosts, number 10, Julian Brand.
Marco Reus. Werner. Gnabry. It's Kimmich. Well, here's a chance to relieve some of the pressure here by simply having the ball. Mendy. Karim Benzema. Mbappe. Benzema. They obviously believe that they can find this equaliser by passing their way through the opposition. That is textbook from him.
Well, he could hardly miss that. From the right wing, that was a perfect delivery.
And they got their reward for it. Let's see the replay now. So away we go at 1-1. Close. It's Kimmich. Royce. Very well done. He switched the play. Son. He's got the ball back. In goes the cross. They want to keep getting the ball into the middle, but better crosses than that. Mendy. Matuidi. Benzema. Pogba. Matuidi. A heavy touch. Well, game still level. Pressure might be counted. Well, they could have been opened up there. The interception stopped that. Saw it coming, cut it out, good work. Benzema. Mbappe. Well, here he goes. It's good to see a player do this. Bonnet has to clear it. Well, that's proper defending. They can't score from there, it's out of play. They're piling into the middle. Good defending, no problem in the end. Royce. Team with the ball got a problem now because the opposition are just sitting behind the ball and letting them pass in front. They've got to find some attacking players with some penetration in their passes. Royce. Corner given. They'll be hoping to get this set piece right for a goal that will put them into the lead. Put the corner in the middle. It's broken down. And they'll have to try again. Melon Mendy. Mbappe. Here's Martial.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added
This
time.
period of play to add on 3 minutes. Kroos. It's Kimmich. Royce. There's the interception. Well, there we are, the half-time whistle goes in this international friendly fixture. I think that's a good performance, isn't it, Alan, from him in the first half?
Yeah, he stepped up to the mark in that first half, just when his team needed him, just when they were searching for an equaliser. Interesting to see how the second half pans out now.
And the game is kicked off. Now they can attack, and he's got support with him. Tremendous goal. We have got the first breakthrough now.
Well, I do think they deserve that for the football they've played today.
They obviously believe that they can find this equaliser by passing their way through the opposition. And it's an equaliser for them. Done well to block that. Corner given. They'll be hoping to get this set piece right for a goal that will...
So, half-time in the third place playoff, it is Germany 1, France 1. Brandt scoring for Germany and Mbappe scoring a header, didn't know he did them, for France. But both sides are going for this. Both sides want some sort of glory in this tournament. So, will it be Germany or will it be France? Both have been impressive so far, but can they continue the press and the attack in the second half? Only the next 45 minutes will tell. Looks like France gave some opportunities to other players, and so did Germany. Some players that have been on the bench throughout the tournament have started this match. I noticed Lacazette being the main one that caught my eye. Been brought on once or twice throughout the tournament. Started. Nice touch from Paul. Greg's done the same with a few players as well, giving people a bit of a run out in the biggest European competition in world football. So, next 45 minutes will decide who gets third place glory in the virtual Euro 2020. Who have you backed? Who do you think will get there? Only time will tell. We will be back soon. I think we're going back now. So let's rejoin Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Referee just checking everything is in order, and he blows for the second half to start. Here's Martial. Given possession away here. Close. And they've spread it out wide here. There's still danger here after this half clearance. Tweedy. Benzema. Here's Digne. Still on the lookout for that chance to open up the opposition. Here's Martial. It's Kimmich. Toni Kroos. Brandt. Royce. Kroos. They want to get out of this position where they're just defending their own penalty area, really. Play more active in the game. Whipped in from the wide area. Good anticipation by the defender. Brandt. Toni Kroos. Brandt trying to spot potential ball to open them up. Keeping the ball well. Trying to catch the other team out with a quick break here. Still progressing on the break. Rafael Varane. Karim Benzema. Mbappe. Matuidi. Benzema. On to Mbappe. Flipped up towards the back post. That's an important clearance. Substitution, and it's going to be France who are going to make it. Schultz, Brandt, Werner, Kroos, Royce, Toni Kroos, keeping the ball and looking for an opening. The cross has gone behind. Poor effort. Well, Alan, here's the substitution now.
Yeah, he certainly chipped in with a really good performance and got a good goal too.
Marco Royce. Gundogan. Werner. Read the play well. Lacazette. There will be an advantage for France here. Matuidi. Benzema. Here's Paul Pogba. And he went, just diverted it away. Chance to cross it. Impressive in possession. Passing's good, possibly dangerous. The opposition looking to close him down. Nico Schultz. 20 minutes of the 90 still to play. Royce. They've got him behind here. With his skill, here's a chance to have a run at goal and take the opposition on. Chance to put it in the box from here. Certainly playing well enough to get their noses in front here. Pogba. Luca Digne. Lacazette. Here's Digne. That's what we all want to see, the referee's playing advantage. He's done it well here. One of the sides is going to make a change. Mbappe. And here's Paul Pogba. Royce. Joshua Kimmich. Marco Royce. It's Kimmich. Kroos. Werner. Tony Kroos. Gundogan. Working the ball around, working the opposition around. Werner. Nico Schultz. Tony Kroos. It's Ilkay Gundogan. Werner. Benzema. Now Laporte. Ball played to Mendy. Now he's switched the point of attack here. Decision is a throw. It's a fair tackle. And this is interesting, whether the manager is just going to switch things around a little bit. Now Laporte. Tolisso. Pogba. Lacazette. And it's behind for the goal kick.
Wembley Stadium. Please give a round of applause for today's man of the match. Number 32, Joshua Kimmich.
Working the opposition over a little bit here with their passing. One pass away from being a great move. Got his foot in to cut out the pass.
The referee has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes on each team.
Good piece of defensive clearance that was. Lacazette! 90 minutes played here, and the referee brings it to a conclusion with the score still level. Obviously believe that they can find this equaliser by passing their way through the opposition. It's an equaliser for them. Done well to block that. What a given. They'll be hoping to get this set piece right for a goal that will...
So it ends on the 90 minutes 1-1. Germany and France cannot be split in normal time, so we will be going to extra time. It seems nearly every match goes to extra time in this tournament. Every match is too tight to call, especially from the quarter final stage. It's been a long 2 weeks. Come on, give me a break. But France had the best chance in the second half, but couldn't convert. So that's why we're in extra time and maybe even penalties again. Can you imagine more drama on the last day? Please no. So let's hope there is a winner in the next 30 minutes. Let's go to it.
Period of rehydration, refreshment. They've got extra time now in front of them. Gundogan. Sane loses possession. Good interception there. Germany's free kick.
Still expect them to win. I do feel they've got to switch it up a gear to start asking more questions of the opposing defence.
Benzema. Fabio. Excellent attacking play here. They can open up the opposition now. A bit predictable with the passing and the opposition able to deal with that.
Full width of the pitch here to make some progress. Superb goalkeeping from Hugo Lloris. I don't think another keeper in world football has got better reflexes than the Frenchman. In by Royce. Decent distance from the punch from the goalkeeper. Rabiot. Well, suddenly they could be on the counter-attack. Opposition slow to get back, so possibilities still on the counter-attack. Good defending, no problem in the end. Trying to force the pass and it went straight to an opponent. But what a contest. In the first period of extra time, second period to come. Just 15 minutes left as we start the second period of extra time. Good screening, and he's kept the ball. Golissa. Nothing wrong with the industry of the team. That little bit of inspiration lacking. They need to get their noses in front. He sort of looked from the other player and saw where the pass was going, read it. Really strong tackle, and the ball's gone out for a throw. Royce cuts it out nicely. There's space to get the cross in. Cross at the end of it. We're around halfway through the second period of extra time. 7 minutes left. Lacazette. An opportunity here. Some space to work the ball into.
Definitely a throw in there. Thomas Müller. Serge Gnabry. There are 4 minutes left in the second half of extra time. On to Müller. Gnabry. So easy in possession. Deep across. Back post this time. Had a chance really to put that into a much more dangerous area. Has to go down as a poor cross. Really. Free kick for France, and no disputing. Well, here comes the first penalty taker. At least he can get his kick out of the way. He goes with a save. Up he comes for the penalty. They've got a good penalty taker in this fella. And the goalkeeper won that battle and wins the ball game straight at him. It's time to step up. That's a good penalty, isn't it? From the spot in the shootout. Karim Benzema with the penalty. Beat the goalkeeper well in this penalty shootout. Massive pressure on the penalty taker now in these circumstances. And he scores his penalty. It's down to him now just to make it absolutely clear. If he scores, his team have won the shootout. He's hit the post. Here's the next penalty taker. He had to score, and he has to bear the consequences of his side losing the shooter.
Oh, look at him. You've got to feel sorry for him. Just something that happens to players once in a while in their careers.
Pressure of taking that penalty at such an important moment in the contest has been rewarded with the win.
Yeah, you can argue the rights and wrongs of the decision, but they took full advantage and really went on to lump home. I do think they deserve that for the football they've played today.
They obviously believe that they can find this equaliser by passing their way through the opposition. And it's an equaliser for them.
Done well to block that. What a given. piece right. The goal that will... Superb goalkeeping from Hugo Lloris.
I don't think another keeper in world football has got better reflexes than that.
He had to score.
So France win this third place playoff on penalties 3-2. Who would have thought penalties again? Not me. This tournament and penalties. If there's one thing I will predict as a host, as an unbiased host of this tournament, put your money on either team to win by penalties. That's all I'm going to say. Because it seems like every single tight game is either a late goal or penalties. And that's my prediction. I could be wrong. I normally am. So not back against me. But France, deservedly third place winners. Paul Hudson, congratulations. Commiserations to Greg Jones finishing fourth. But fourth is no mean feat in itself. It's a fantastic accomplishment just to get this far on the final day. So congratulations to both managers, but slightly more congratulations to Paul Hudson and France, a deserved third place winner there. So we have 1 hour. It is a 1 hour build up towards the final. We will be going through the awards for the tournament, and we will also have thoughts and opinions from 2 of the managers and people on the virtual Euro 2020 board to guide us through till 8 o'clock. And what a final we have for you. Netherlands versus Portugal. It's going to be one of the best finals in recent history. I can guarantee it. So it's going to take me a little bit this, so bear with me. I'll try and talk as I'm doing it. I'll tell you what, actually, no. Let me take you on the journey that has been this tournament. Let's see the highs and lows of the last 2 weeks. Let's have a bit of a recap.
Yeah, not bad at all, mate. Looking forward to the final. We've had a nice little third place there, but the final should be the showpiece, so looking forward to that.
Very well, thank you, Rob. And yourself?
Yeah, I think it's been a great success, hasn't it? I think any doubters from the start have come round over the course of the tournament. I think the group stages were really exciting. We had a few results that maybe we didn't expect, which really opened the tournament up. But then we've had a few teams that have really shown the class and come through towards the end. We've had some great games along the way and lots of drama, as you mentioned there. After the third place playoff, there's been loads of late goals and a few penalty wins as well. So, yeah, I think it's been a great success, and I'm already looking forward to the next one, to be honest with you.
Hopefully there is another one. Given the speech that Boris is about to give, or in the middle of giving, sorry. Reese, your thoughts on the tournament so far?
Yeah, I think it's been absolutely fantastic, mate. There's been obviously a lot of work behind the scenes to get this thing going and to keep it going throughout. And everyone's been absolutely fantastic in whatever role that they've played within that. From myself, on a personal perspective, it's done my mental health a world of good, having something just to work on and to look forward to, rather than the daily graft of work and then not being able to obviously venture out of your own home.
Yeah, it's been a welcome distraction, definitely.
Definitely.
With that being said, let's get into the awards. We're going to start with bet of the tournament. Obviously, Dean, you will have probably the winner of this. So, Reese, is there any knowledge you have of this category? And if so, what is it?
Only my own bets, mate. And up until really yesterday, I'd not exactly been in a favourable position. I'd been hit and miss and probably just under profit, and I just had an incredible day yesterday, as I'm sure Dean's gonna go on to tell you about.
Yep, Dean, take it away. Obviously, you are the bookmaker for this tournament. So, is there any personal highlights bet-wise for you? And obviously, who is the best bet you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's been interesting all the way through. A few people have risen to the top early on and then slid away. It's been interesting seeing everyone's different techniques along the way as well. We've seen people who, like Reese, have placed a lot of bets over one day, and then we've seen people that have sort of flitted in with one bet here and there, and occasionally it's a winner, the next one's a loser, and then they back down. So yeah, it's been interesting. Early on we had leads for David and Chris, some good bets from them. Remy had a massive win over last weekend, which put him to the top, and he managed to keep hold of that for the rest of the week until yesterday, when Reese's smile gives away that he had a nice 10-1 under 2.5 goals fourfold, as well as a couple of other winning bets which have just absolutely fired him to the top. And although it's not over yet, obviously, because we've still got the final to come and there's still some bets riding on it that could knock him off the perch, I think that 10-1 fourfold, the timing that it came at, just with a handful of games left, I think that's got to be the bet of the tournament, really.
I mean, I weren't aware that was the bet, and that is an incredible bet to have. Do it in one session, done and dusted. There you go. Thank you very much. Top place.
I think it's been quite a low scoring tournament. I mentioned that to you early on after one of the Russian games when we had a little chat. So the odds came down quite dramatically for the unders bets after that, but it didn't really change the way that people were betting. A lot of people were still seeing value in both teams to score and the overs bets, but obviously Reese has seen a little gap in the market there and exploited it over the quarterfinals, and it seems to have done him well, which could land him a nice little prize.
So that is the bet of the tournament, a under 2.5 fourfold on quarter-final day. And as you say, Dean, at the minute, obviously, you said before it could change, but at the minute, who is Gambler of the tournament?
Yeah, as I mentioned there, Reece is flying at the top of the table at the moment. It'll take something pretty dramatic in the final to overtake him, but it isn't over yet. Ian Murray's got a few bets riding on it that could still send him over the top. Paul Hudson, likewise, has got a few bets that are still open that if a few win, then he could certainly close down that gap. And I think Chris also is not that far away as well, so it's not quite over yet, but Reece definitely takes the mantle. But I think there's definitely got to be a shout out to Hudders, who's right up there with a very decent total, and Remy, who obviously held the top spot for quite a long time, and unfortunately he couldn't land another one of his correct score bets, otherwise he might have been putting real pressure on Reece as we go into the final.
I must say, Reece, I've tried today with some ambitious bets, but I don't think they'll come in given the scorelines we've seen so far. So, Reece, your thoughts on winning one of the awards? 2 of the awards, sorry.
I mean, I'm not going to count on my laurels yet. There is still that final game that could obviously throw me off my perch. But yeah, absolutely delighted. Can't really say anything more than that. It's been a welcome addition to the actual tournament setup, the DS bets gambling side of things. Obviously, in a safe environment, because you're not actually losing any real money, which in these times is obviously an absolute bonus.
Oh, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. So we move on from the betting side, as Reece said. But before we do, I'd like to give a big thank you for Dean for setting up all the odds, all the betting, and keeping track of everything throughout the entire tournament. So thank you, Dean.
It's been a pleasure. Like I said, it's been interesting to see everyone's tactics as well, and maybe a few that I'll pinch myself when we get back to proper betting. But maybe not placing 20 outright bets like yourself, Rob.
I like the anti-post, that's all I'm going to say. So with that, we'll move on to tweet of the tournament. Reece, have you got any personal favourites of tweet of the tournament?
Yeah, obviously there's been quite a lot of interaction on the social media. It's been an absolute delight, to be honest, to see all our participants tweeting and getting involved with the socials. Highlights for me have to be Jack Lehman with his parents, getting them involved. That was brilliant to see from my side of things. I'd also like to mention Ian Murray's tweet with regards to Denmark arriving in Moscow, I think it was at the time.
Yeah.
To obviously go and get those images that he's got and to display it in a professional way, it was a delight to see. And obviously there's been lots of interaction between the Group D opponents that we've seen over the course of this tournament. They've all been good to have a look
at. Dean, any personal highlights for you?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Al's England tweet. I thought that was really great because when I'd seen it, I'd just been walking myself and seeing loads of England flags up, and although I didn't make the connection myself, as soon as I read it, I thought that's brilliant. It's a great thought to think of the whole country getting behind England, and for them to go out on penalties to Portugal as well. It feels very realistic, I thought. There were some other good ones as well, and in a similar vein, Ian's one with the flag and the national anthem in the first England game gave me a laugh as well. Definitely taking things as seriously as they should have been. So yeah, I think they're the two standouts for me, but definitely Al's especially.
So all of these tweets are in the like section of the virtual Euro 2020. So I urge you to have a look at these and like them yourself, and maybe there'll be an unofficial winner of this category by the public. But do you want to put a winning cap on any of them tweets?
Over to you, Dean.
Well, yeah, like I said, Al's would get my vote, but I think it's fair to give whichever one has the most likes that the winner for that category. So I'll let you do the admin there, Dyson. Figure out who's the winner.
I think the last time I checked, Jack Lehman's tweet with his parents was up at 12 likes. So I'd go out and say, yeah, that's probably going to be the one to beat.
Yeah,
that's fine by me. Definitely fair enough.
Oh yeah. So we move on to our next award. It is Underachievement Award. I'm not going to say anything with this. I'm an unbiased host here. But Dean, who or what do you think is the biggest underachievement of this tournament?
Okay, well, I think there's, for starters, I think there's two standout candidates. I think you've mentioned yourself there for good reason. I think nobody expected Slovenia to do quite as well as they have done. Robert Beric in particular, who I have, let's say, a checkered history with from my Football Manager games, having sold him on 7 or 8 different occasions on Football Manager whilst managing Saint Etienne. But for me, the award will be going to Iceland. I think I prized Iceland as the biggest outsiders in the tournament before we kicked off at 100-1. I think they were the only team that were that far out. So to have got to the quarterfinals, especially having done so in the Euros 4 years ago as well against all the odds. And I think everyone really enjoyed Ryan Bolton being involved as well. And I think the thunderclap at the end of every game was a good addition as well. So yeah, I'll be going for Iceland for my underachiever award.
Reese?
Can you just repeat the award for us, please, mate?
It's the Underachievement Award.
Right.
Oh wow, I've gone the wrong way around, haven't I? My bad.
I'm happy to go with the overachiever at this moment in time. If you want.
Yeah, let's go with overachiever. Let's make Dean not look silly. Let's go with the overachievement. Reese, your views on that?
So for myself, there's a couple of candidates. Ryan Bolton's Iceland was definitely one that Dean mentioned for the exact same reasons. He had a tough group and then a tough knockout phase, and he's done incredibly well to get through to the quarterfinals, I think it was, before being knocked out.
Yeah.
The other two candidates, I'm fairly sure probably one of these is what Dean had. Slovenia and yourself, mate, for a team to not qualify via the normal method into the competition. So you then have to go through the playoff process, and for you to take that team and have them finish second in a group which wasn't the easiest, and then to obviously get them through in the first phase, you can't knock that achievement. But for me, you're just pipped to the award by Jack Lehmann's Hungary team in this case. To be in a group with Germany, Poland, to get through, fair enough, by the skin of your teeth in the third position place, but then to get through to the quarters and to push, was it
Austria?
Was now Austria, but they went through against Austria, and then who was it? They played. Was it France? It was, wasn't it?
It was.
And they pushed them right to the end. I'd imagine a lot of bets on that game were high scoring. France and Hungary did themselves proud, and yeah, for me, Jack Lehmann would win my overachievement award for this competition.
I think, to give my opinion, not that anyone cares, I think I'd have to agree. Jack Lehmann to take a playoff team, get the best third place position out of all of them as well. And like you say, the Austria match was one of my highlights of the tournament so far. I faced Austria in my group. They beat me very soundly 1-0. And for them to overturn them 2-0 was incredible to watch. So overachievement for me. There is a lot out there. I thank you for putting me in that category. I didn't think of myself, but yeah, Jack Lehmann for me as well. Incredible job. So we'll move on to under achievement. Dean, do you want to give your views on under achievement, please?
Okay, so there was a few that I had in mind for this one. I think the obvious one to say, even though he didn't manage to see out the whole tournament, has to be Belgium and Ryan Lockett. Because, I mean, for it even to be a discussion on what the bookings were for the group and how that was worked out, given the squad that Belgium had and the group that they were in, okay, it wasn't the easiest group in the world, but it was certainly winnable. I thought that was frankly pathetic from him and from his team, especially after they started the tournament so well as well. Slightly disappointed with England. I think on paper we had a team that was good enough to at least get to the semi-finals. So obviously we came close and we've lost to a good team on penalties, but I would have expected a little bit more. And although expectations were low, the performances of Wales in the group stages and Travis Roberts were frankly unforgivable. From the first game to the last, they just never looked like getting out of the traps. And I think again for quite a poor side, for quite a low ranked side, they do have some really good players, but they weren't able to get the best out of them. And in the end, they went home with the tails between the legs. So they would be the three that I would mention, but definitely the main one for me that would pick up this award would be Belgium.
Yeah, like you say, Belgium. You know, they had. For their standard and quality of players, they had a relatively easy group on paper. The only challenge being Portugal, one of the eventual finalists. But they should have finished at least second, and then they ended up finishing third, and not even the best position third either. Hungary pipping them to that. England, like you say, incredible in the group stages. Only team to get 100%, 3 out of 3. But when it came to the knockout stages, penalties, it's not what you expected after the group stage. And then, like you say, Wales, the Ramsey and Bale, obviously the standouts, but absolutely did nothing. And to get beat by the scorelines they did. And Bale's penalty, I don't think we've got missed of the season, but Bale's penalty would be up there for me. That was an absolute howler. Oh my God. Reese, your views on underachievement?
Yeah, so I've got 3 teams written down again for this award, and 2 of those teams have already been mentioned. Third, I had Wales. For a team that reached the quarterfinals, was it back in 2000
Semi-finals.
Semi-final. And that team hasn't exactly been broken up that much going into this year's finals. The group wasn't the most difficult, I didn't think. I would have picked Wales to get through, and to finish bottom and with a goal difference of minus double figures was absolutely horrendous. For the second pick, again, it would have been Belgium for me. For a team that has a golden generation of players, and even on FIFA, those players are very highly rated. That team should have been dispatching the likes of Turkey and even Portugal, in my opinion. And for them to and even draw, I think it was against they got the late winner against Denmark, didn't they? But it shouldn't have been left that late. Or was that against Portugal?
Yeah, late winner, 1-0 Portugal with a Kevin De Bruyne late winner. Second game, they got beat 2-0 by Turkey, and then to qualify, they got 0-0 against Denmark, and they needed something from that game to get second at least. So failed to do so against Denmark, who finished bottom.
Yeah, just not good enough. Not good enough from a team of that ability. And then finally, sort of my top underrated underachievement, was Italy. I thought that Italy should have had a better campaign than what they actually did. They struggled to get through the group stage, in my opinion, and then they got absolutely outclassed by Switzerland and knocked out of the competition.
Yeah, Italy, although on paper they had a tough group being Spain, Russia and England, the performances weren't there for Italy, I must say. Losing 1-0 to England, followed it up by losing 2-0 to Spain, and then just managing late on to beat Russia 2-0. And then, like you say, they got absolutely run over by Switzerland from start to finish. They just didn't look like a team at all in that last 16 match. So it's a fair point to put Italy in that category, even though it was a tough group stage for them. So, given the nominations you've both given, is the one that you can both agree on, Dean?
My first pick would still be Belgium, but I'm quite happy to go with Italy as well. I think in hindsight, perhaps I maybe misjudged Italy's tournament slightly because they did manage to overcome my Russia side. But aside from that, they were pretty poor. So I'm happy to go with Italy if that's the consensus. But for me, it would still be Belgium.
It'd be Belgium for me as well.
Yeah, I think you both touched on it, but they before the tournament started, let's be honest, they should have finished at least second. They should have set themselves up for an easier last 16 match, and if they weren't withdrawn, where would they be in the tournament? Where would they have ended up? I think they possibly would have ended up at least the quarters, maybe even the semi-finals, given who they got. So for them to go out at the group stage, regardless where they started, I think it has to be Belgium, the Underachievement Award. It has to be. So let's move on to the actual stat award. It is the Golden Glove Award, and we would like to congratulate Hugo Lloris, as with 5 clean sheets, he takes the Golden Glove. So congratulations to Paul Hudson, the France manager, for getting 5 clean sheets and giving Lloris the Golden Glove. That being said, we have nominations, or a highlight reel at least, of saves of the season. So I will try and get this up, and hopefully it will work with the interview as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed it works. I'll see you after this clip. So, as you saw there, some brilliant saves throughout the tournament. So, have you got your personal highlights? We'll start with you, Reese, this time.
Yeah. So, obviously, having had to have watched every single one of these games.
Don't say it like
that. I've obviously seen quite a few incredible saves from our goalkeepers during this tournament, which is I'm almost shocked to say, considering how much we play the pro clubs side of things, where the keepers look like they're scared of the ball at times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I think they were definitely included in that video then. But Pickford against Portugal in the quarterfinals, late on, I think it was Bernardo Silva who went through.
Yeah, it was very late on that. Yeah.
Pickford managed to save with his legs to keep Portugal out. Now, obviously, at the time, it was vital because it got England through to extra time. obviously it didn't turn out to be that important in the end, with Portugal going on to win the game. But at the time, Pickford against Portugal, that save was fantastic. I'd have to go secondly for Berke, the Swiss keeper, in their quarter final again, I think it were, against Holland. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Wijnaldum who had the effort, which was curling into the top corner, and he pushes it away with almost the wrong arm.
It was.
And manages to turn it away from for a corner. And then finally, Lloris of France, and this was in their first game against Holland again in the group stages. Holland went through 1-on-1 within the last 10 minutes, and Lloris manages to save at the feet of the young Russian striker to get France, obviously, the draw in that game. The only other honourable mentions I'd like to say are for the Finnish keeper, Haradake, who was an absolute pain in my backside. He absolutely stopped anything that was going towards goal, and that weren't just for the game against Greece, that was for Switzerland and Czech Republic as well. He's had an absolutely fantastic tournament, but he's had an accumulation of saves, whereas obviously those three keepers made absolutely outstanding one-off saves.
Yeah, the Finnish goalkeeper just constantly was making fantastic saves, but I think some of the mentions there justifiable. Dean, any personal highlights? Your nominations?
Yeah, I can't really disagree with the mentions for Haradecki there. I've already scouted him on my career mode game as a result of his performances in this tournament. I think the first two Lloris saves we see in that video are phenomenal saves. Can't disagree with Reece there. I think that shows what he's capable of when he's playing at his peak levels, which he clearly was in this tournament with the 5 clean sheets. One that Reece didn't mention there that I thought was particularly impressive was, and difficult for me to say this as a Tottenham fan, but Szczesny's save at the Velodrome for Poland. I can't remember who it was against, but from a free kick, I thought that was a wonderful save. And also got to give a mention for my keeper, Akinfeev, as well. He made a phenomenal save against Italy, which was in that highlight reel. But obviously it didn't count for much as we ended up losing the game anyway. But I think at the time we were under real pressure, and that was a really good save from a long-range effort. So they're the ones that I would mention. But I do agree with Reece that my save of the tournament would be that Lloris one against Holland, especially for the effect it had on the game so late on. And I think he's been one of the standout performers of the tournament, along with Haradecki for Finland as well.
Reece, you happy to award Lloris save of the tournament, sorry?
Definitely, yeah. He 100% deserves it.
So Lloris gets the double, he gets the Golden Glove and save of the tournament as well. From a goalkeeper, we go attacking, and we have the Golden Boot. Obviously, this could change in the final, but as it stands, we have Shaqiri on 5 goals for Switzerland. Chasing Shaqiri is Depay for Holland, Netherlands on 3, and I believe Cristiano Ronaldo joined on 3 as well. I've not looked for a day or two. But I believe Ronaldo is also in the hunt. So if they can pop a few goals in the final, then Shaqiri's 5 goals is under threat. But to clear, I think it's safe to say that Shaqiri is our Golden Boot winner. So congratulations to Mike Mann, the Switzerland manager, for guiding Shaqiri to 5 goals during this tournament. As we are in the goals mood, why don't we show you the goal of the tournament contenders? So there you saw the goals of the tournament so far. So before we open it up on Twitter, let's get your nominations. Dean, can I have your nominations for goal of the tournament?
Yeah, I've gone with two different goals for France as my second and third picks, both long-range efforts. Two phenomenal goals from Nabil Fekir and Paul Pogba that you saw in the video there. They're out of the long-range strikes. I think they were the best two in my opinion. But I'm a sucker for a team goal. And I really enjoyed the Ronaldo goal for Portugal, but I didn't think the finish was quite as nice. It was a little bit scruffy, wasn't it? He was sliding in to finish it off. So for my number one goal of the tournament, I've gone for Adam Salai of Hungary. I thought that was an unbelievable move. And I was actually watching like every pass thinking, whoa, this could be an incredible goal if it manages to go in. And obviously Salai was there with an absolutely cheeky finish at the end of it as well. It was so nice. So that's definitely my goal of the tournament. But there's been, as you saw in the video, there's been loads of absolutely brilliant goals. And it's just that one was my sort of goal, I would say.
Yeah. Reese, your like top three?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree with Dina in the fact that Salai's goal for Hungary was probably one of the greatest FIFA goals that I've seen on the console itself, and for that to be done by the AI, I mean, pretty much puts all human players to shame, really. In third position, I've gone for Promese's effort against Germany yesterday in the semi-final, to pop up at the late stage, to beat the defender to the ball, and then to absolutely rifle the ball home on the volley over the German keeper into the top corner was an absolutely incredible effort. My second vote will go for Paul Pogba. His first of the efforts that you see in the highlight reel, gets the ball down, takes it past the defender, cuts back onto his right foot, and then puts a curling effort round into the top corner from 20 yards. That was absolutely sublime. But as Dean has already mentioned, my goal of the tournament as well would have to be Zalai's, the Hungarian striker's effort, purely down to the team ethics and goals and passing that got obviously that we went through, because the passes just kept going, and then there was back heels and cuts inside, and then to put it on a plate for him 6 yards out, yeah, absolutely fantastic.
So my personal highlight, my personal favourite goal was Ronaldo against Denmark. If I would have saw that in real life, I would have lost it, because the pass from him, he didn't even know was there, and then the ball bounced under his foot, and on the half volley, he just smashed it past the goalkeeper with such ferocity. If that was in real life, I would have lost it, but it is FIFA, so maybe not.
This isn't real life.
It is at the minute. But as you just heard, our panel have decided that Adam Salai is the winner of goal of the tournament. But we are hoping to put that up on Twitter, and we may have a semi-final to final vote on the goal of the tournament. So make sure to look out for that on our Twitter at Virtual Euro 2020. So we are nearly there for the final. We are just over 10 minutes away from the final. So let's get down to the biggest three awards we have. Let's start with the best 11. And this has been selected by El Presidente himself, Reese Wilson-Home. I will pop it up on the screen for everyone to see at home, Reese. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, and also Dean, feel free to butt in. So it's up on the screen now, Reese. Take it away.
Okay, so many of the managers during this tournament have either gone with a back three or a back five, implementing the wing backs, and that I hope you can see has come across in this team here. The forwards in this competition have obviously stood out, especially those centre attacking midfield players that have been making the third man runs into the area to power home and score most of the goals. We start off with the goalkeeper, and although Lloris has won the Golden Glove and save of the tournament, Hradecky, for me, has to take his position in this best 11 due to the accumulation of saves that this guy made. He put in man of the match performances in each of his group games. Obviously, clean sheets in all those games as well, making 5+ saves, which weren't run-of-the-mill saves. These were top-class saves. Moving on to the defenders.
Sorry, Reece, just before you move on. Matty Barlow did get in touch when we were doing the Underachievement Award and said, what a joke, because Finland weren't even mentioned. They do deserve some credit, even though they only scored 1 goal in the group stage, to set up as they did and qualify and then give France a run for the money. It deserves at least an honourable mention for the Overachievement award. Any thoughts on that?
I can certainly go along with the honourable mention. Not only did they only concede 1 goal throughout the tournament to France, but they very almost took France to extra time in that game. Lloris again had to make an incredible save within the last 5 minutes.
Dean, any mention of for Finland?
Yeah, I think Matt had a slightly easy draw and didn't play the most inspiring football, and for that reason, he doesn't get in my top 3. I would also like to point out to Matthew that he has made 12 bets in the tournament, including the one that he's just placed for the final, which is 1 short of the 13 required to win. So if he wants to place another one, that would probably be a wise idea.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So Matt, you are watching. You were Dean. You need 1 more bet. Place it if you want a chance. Sorry, Reece. Let's continue with your best 11.
Yeah. So I'll start off with the odd one out of the 3. Alaba, David Alaba, for Austria. He had an incredible campaign. He again put in many assists, clean sheets in the group stage, and man of the match performances. He was always very highly rated. We'll move on to the partnership, or the French partnership that you've got there in the back line. France obviously have been absolutely strong at the back. We've mentioned Lloris, we've mentioned the clean sheets. Laporte was a big part of the way that France set up in this tournament, and he obviously deserves his opportunity in this best 11. Digne, on the other hand, although Digne didn't start the campaign for Paul Hudson's men, he came in, I think it was the 2nd game in the group stage, and absolutely shone in the demolition of Scotland. Again, claiming a few assists, and in the final game and in the knockout phases, scored highly on his performance ratings. Do you want me to move on to the midfield, or are there any further shout defenders?
No, I can't really argue with any of those decisions. Obviously, Reece has all the stats to back it up as well, which is obviously a key reason for the selection of a lot of these players. I think it's important to remember just how good France were. Obviously, they've not made it through to the final, but they look like the better side in the tournament for me for quite a while. I think Lloris will maybe feel a little bit hard done by to not get in there, having won the save of the tournament and the Golden Glove. But at the same time, Hradecky's performances were really something special for Finland. So yeah, I can't really disagree with any of those selections. And I would maybe have said we could have had a Portugal defender in there, which I think I did mention when I saw the team at first. But it's who you take out, because all three of those defenders were really good throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I'll run through these ones fairly quickly because a lot of them obviously speak for themselves. Memphis Depay, you've obviously seen the influence that he's had on that Holland team for Adam Sadler. The left hand side has been run by him, and his free kick speciality has been proven twice already in this campaign. Paul Pogba, as we've already mentioned, for goal of the tournament, has been an absolute threat from that midfield, making those third man runs into the penalty area. Wijnaldum, exactly the same, playing in almost the cam role or the second striker role. He's been the arrowhead, if you like, for Holland, and as proved yesterday when he pops up for the first goal in the semi-final, I think it was. An absolute vital player for Adam Sadler, and he obviously takes his place in this best 11. Raheem Sterling, although England probably didn't have the best of campaigns, Raheem Sterling had or was a shining light in what was probably a very dull England performance. Sterling pops up several times throughout this campaign to get England results, and scored highly rating in the defeat against Portugal as well. The cam in this team, again, goes without saying. Shaqiri, top goal scorer of the campaign. Very unlikely that he will not win the Golden Boot. And his performance against Italy, where he scored that hat-trick, was probably one of the best performances of the tournament. Up front, we've gone with Mbappe, who, although hasn't scored as many as you'd probably think in this tournament, has been their creative spark and has scored highly in performance ratings again. And alongside him, I've gone with Bernardo Silva, who we would usually think of as maybe a winger or, again, a centre attacking midfielder. However, I have to credit James Appleton on this, who has obviously seen something in Bernardo and pushed him forward into a slot alongside Cristiano, and he's exceeded in that role, and therefore he's gone straight into that best 11.
Yeah, like you say, it is unusual to see Bernardo up front, but he has proven to be the talisman for Portugal so far, with some vital goals as well. A lot of goal scorers are in that midfield and up front. And like say, Mbappe didn't really shine the light that everyone thought he was going to, but impressive displays throughout the tournament justifiably puts him in this best 11. Dean, your thoughts on the midfield and attack?
Yeah, again, it's hard to find any issues there. Every player that was selected has contributed massively to the teams. Sterling was the key man for England, as Reece mentioned there, with 2 massive late goals. Shaqiri with that standout hat-trick was something special, and obviously he'll take home the Golden Boot as well. Pogba, I think, has pulled the strings for France, and although Mbappe hasn't scored the goals that we might have expected and that a lot of people expected him backing him for top scorer, he's definitely been a key part of France's relative success in the tournament. And also the 2 Dutch lads have been absolutely vital. I don't think they would have been in the final without the performances of Depay and Wijnaldum. And yeah, it's hard to disagree with any of that, really. It's a really good side, and each one of those players has performed to a level that's earned them a spot in that 11 over the course of the tournament. So yeah.
if you have different opinions at home, make sure to tweet your best 11 or just simple changes here and there, and hashtag VEuro11. Hashtag VEuro11, and we will try and retweet them. And maybe you may even change the panel's opinion. We don't know. We don't know. But we go from best 11 to player of the tournament. Obviously, a lot of standout performances, mainly from the best 11, but obviously there were some other players who deserve credit as well. Dean, have you got any nominations for player of the tournament?
Well, I think, as I mentioned there, all the players that are in that 11 are worthy of a shout. I think they've all contributed over the course of the tournament. Shaqiri is hard to overlook for the hat trick and also for the other goals that he scored, and in a team that maybe weren't expected to go quite as far. So I think he's definitely got to be one of the top 3 nominations. Equally, maybe not quite at the same level because France were always expected to do well, but I've been impressed with Pogba. He's been a real goal threat as well as pulling the strings in the midfield and getting in both boxes and making a nuisance of himself. But for me, the player that I would pick as the player of the tournament would actually be Memphis Depay for Holland. I think every game that Holland have played in, Depay has looked like a major threat. And although in the first few games they maybe struggled to make that breakthrough, it was him that stepped up with an excellent free kick. And from there on in, he's looked like one of the better players of the tournament. So Memphis Depay would get my top vote for player of the tournament.
Reese?
I've not much to add to that, to be honest. Memphis Depay is my player of the tournament also, for pretty much the exact same reasons. I think him and Wijnaldum have almost carried Holland through a lot of their games throughout this competition. He was obviously closely ran for that spot by Shaqiri, who, for me, although he only turned up in the from the third game in the group stage, from that point on, Shaqiri has absolutely ran every single game that he's been in, and was unfortunate to be on the losing side in the quarterfinals.
Again, my opinion as host doesn't mean anything, but I'd like to give a mention to Bernardo Silva. As I touched on, a surprise up front, but it's a welcome surprise because he's proved, especially in the knockout stages, proved how vital he is to the Portuguese setup, and he's, I dare say, the main reason Portugal are in the final tonight. Bernardo Silva has been his link-up play, his up-front play, everything about Bernardo Silva I've been totally impressed with throughout this entire tournament. So my opinion would be Bernardo Silva, but I can't fault the both of you for picking Memphis Depay at all. But he did score against me when he shouldn't have, so we'll just say that. So the panel decide that Memphis Depay is player of the tournament. Again, get in touch with us if you have a difference of opinion. We'd love to know your thoughts on the player of the tournament. We move on to our last award, probably the biggest award, given that the whole concept of this tournament is that we have real managers taking on the nations of the Euros. So out of the 24 managers of this tournament, who do you think is the manager that deserves the highest praise? Dean, we'll start with you.
Okay, so I'm going to go with James Appleton for my manager of the tournament. I think Portugal have a strong side, and obviously they're the favourites, but I personally did not see them getting to the final. I certainly didn't see them getting through the semi-final once they were drawn against France. My mind went blank there, but yeah, I think he's done really well, and obviously, as we mentioned there, with moving Silva up front was a bit of a masterstroke, really. And I think both managers who've got to the final have done better than I expected, and both deserve a really good mention there. But for me, Apple just about edges through. But also a special mention to the managers that we mentioned before in the sort of overachiever award, the likes of Jack Lehman, Matt Barlow. Better not mention him again, otherwise we'll get more abuse. Yeah, I think they deserve a special mention. But the two that have got to the final have surprised me in a way. But I'm happy to say James Appleton for my manager of the tournament.
So a vote for James Appleton from Dean. Reese, your nominations and eventual winner?
It's starting to sound like this has all been pre-planned because, again, my manager of the tournament is James Appleton. What you guys haven't seen behind the scenes is obviously Apple has been changing his tactics throughout, and he came up with the concepts yesterday of I won't go into it now because of obviously the final, but he changed his formation to suit France, and it paid off dividends for him because for me Portugal absolutely dominated that game. He had the competition in the group stage of playing against Belgium, Turkey, and Denmark. Got through those games, and again he's the Bernardo Silva situation to see that his team was lacking in terms of attacking options alongside Cristiano, and to take the potential of Bernardo pushing forward, and he's absolutely thrived up there. So for me, James Appleton. Honourable mentions again for the likes of yourself, Jack Lehman, Matty Barlow, Chris Galvin, who took an Austria team into the knockout stages. And then again, a thank you just to everybody who's been involved, because obviously if you guys weren't involved, this competition wouldn't have been what it was.
Brilliant words at the end there, Reese. So there you have it. The panel have decided James Appleton, the Portuguese manager, as manager of the tournament. And again, I'd like to repeat Reese's words. Thank you to every single one of you who has got involved, whether it's manager, viewer, or better, I suppose. Thank you for everyone who has been involved throughout these last 2 weeks. So thank you very much, Dean and Reese, for joining me in this build-up. I'd like to wish you good luck in anything that we do, if there is anything that we do, and hope that you are as involved as you have been in this tournament. So thank you very much, Dean and Reese.
Just one last thing before I go. A massive thank you to yourself as well, Rob. You've done an absolutely fantastic job at hosting this competition. And if we didn't have a host doing what you've been doing, it wouldn't have been as good as it has. So thank you.
Absolutely. I would just say less Black Sambuca next time.
Yeah.
Glad to what Reece said. You've done a fantastic job, guys. It's been a pleasure to watch it and a pleasure to be involved. And I'm now really looking forward to the final. And hopefully, again, you'll be as involved if there's another tournament down the line. Fingers crossed.
Thank you very much. Very touching words there. Thank you. If I have a better laptop next time, it might run a bit more smoothly. But thank you very much for those kind words. So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next tournament, I guess.
Hopefully, yeah. Thank you.
Cheers.
So there you have it. That is our build-up for the final day. We have Netherlands versus Portugal. I don't know how far we are. So I hope you're happy with the awards. If not, get in touch with us. Get in touch and let us know your opinions on any of the awards. I'm sure there'll be some biased managers out there as well, but I'd love to hear from you. So get on the Twitter and let us know your thoughts. So before we get into the final, let us... Oh, I haven't showed you these clips. Let's find out how Holland got to the final, thanks to a 1-0 win versus Germany yesterday in the semis. Forgot about my mic. So that was how Netherlands got to the final. Let's see how Portugal got there thanks to a 1-0 win against France yesterday in the second semi-final. So they both got there thanks to 89th minute winners, making it 1-0 apiece. So if that goes anything to go by, this final will be tight. Luckily, before the final, we have a message from the Netherlands manager Adam Sadler, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, and this is what he had to say before the final today.
I think first and foremost, I'd just like to thank all the boys.
Sorry, I'll try and sort it out. Bear with me. I don't know what's happened there. That took me by surprise. I didn't have time to set it up properly. I'm so sorry. Maybe this time?
I think first and foremost.
No. 1 minute. This is not good. We did well so far. We've done well. How do I need to do this now? I don't know. I do want to show you the clip because it deserves to be shown. No. What is going on? Bear with me. Is it that one? No. Oh my god, this is terrible. Surely it's that. Surely. Right. I can't get the video, but hopefully you'll hear his message. So take it away, Adam.
I think first and foremost, I'd just like to thank all the boys, all the staff, just making this experience so enjoyable. Couldn't have asked for a better bunch of guys to get to the final with. But as I keep telling them, we're taking it game by game, and if we don't win this one, then all that hard work through the group stages and the knockouts it goes away. We all as a nation really want to win this game. So I'm just we're working so hard. We worked harder than any of the other teams in the tournament. I think that would be fair to say. We haven't got the outright on paper most skillful group of players, but we're winning games. We're digging deep, and I couldn't be prouder of the boys. Whether we win or lose, I'd still be so proud of them. But we're really going into this game with the attitude that we've got to win, and we're going to do everything we can to win. We're going to leave everything on the pitch. Come on, the Orange boys.
So, sorry about the visual, but the words are there. He is up for this game, and he has made sure his team are up for it just as much. James Appleton, we couldn't get something for James, but he has been vocal throughout this entire tournament. Surely, just scrolling through the virtual Euro 2020 Twitter, you will see Apple's name appear time after time. He has been one of the most involved managers throughout this entire tournament, along with the likes of Ian Murray and Jack Lehman. Big shout outs to them on the social media. And Alan Brown, of course, England manager. But so unfortunately we can't get his words on the stream, but his words have been made very clear throughout this entire tournament. He strongly believes that Portugal will retain this championship, and they'll do it in style as well. Just want to say before this game, if I haven't given a mention out before, I just want to say the work that Store 57 Productions, Alan Brown and Mike Mann have put into this tournament is incredible. Every single visual, every single video package you have seen throughout this last 2 weeks is all down to them, and I cannot thank them enough for all the hard work they've put into this tournament. It's incredible. The next Thursday 8 o'clock clap is for you. Just remember that. Just remember it's for you. Alan Brown and Mike Mann, you've done an incredible job. And also, Reese, as the runner of this competition, you also have done an amazing job, barring that Tuesday night where you slacked off. Joke. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been involved. It's been a very good distraction for myself. I'm sure it has been for you at home as well. So thank you for everyone who's been involved, viewer or manager, regardless. Thank you for making this last 2 weeks pass so fast. It's been wonderful for me personally. So thank you again. And obviously thank you for Dean. I said it before. Thank you, Dean, for sorting out all the odds as well. But we have the matter of the final. This is what the last 2 weeks has been for. This is what all the hard work has been for every single manager. It's down to these two teams. It's down to Adam Sadler with Netherlands and James Appleton and Portugal. Memphis Depay, Van Dijk, De Ligt, Wijnaldum, fantastic for Netherlands throughout this tournament. Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, Pepe, Pizzi as well. I've seen him a lot during this tournament. So both Portugal and Netherlands have some incredible players and justifiably are in this final. So who will lift the European Championship? Only this match decides their fate. So let's go to Wembley Stadium. Let's join Martin Tyler and Alan Smith as we embrace and watch the final, that is Netherlands versus Portugal.
Two very noisy sets of fans. What a backdrop that should be to what on paper should be an entertaining match.
And we pause now for the national anthems. We can check on the Netherlands team sheet. Jasper Cillessen plays in goal. Virgil van Dijk plays with Matthijs de Ligt in defence. They're going to go with one striker up front. Well, the word Wembley, of course, means so much around the football world, certainly in the United Kingdom, of course. And this stadium, which has been redeveloped, is very much creating its own history now.
Certainly is. I always get a bit of a queasy feeling in my stomach when I look at it. I went up to the top of the arch once, stupidly, but it's a huge bowl of a stadium, isn't it?
Thank you for attending
This is the
Wembley
Portugal
Stadium.
team today.
Enjoy the game.
Patricio starts in goal. João Cancelo starts with Pepe in central defence. João Moutinho plays with Bruno Fernandes in midfield, and it's rounded off the team with these two strikers. For the first touch, and the ball is in play. Off we go. They can spread the play now. Bergwijn. He's confident with the ball at his feet, isn't he? Not a productive cross this time. Guedes. Cristiano Ronaldo. Plenty of room on the wing for Ronaldo. And the cross is off. Danilo Pereira. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. They've gone wide, chance to get the ball in the box. And that's broken up by the defender before the cross could come in. Break quickly when they get possession. Bergwijn. Very good physicality from him to shield the ball. Denzel Dumfries. Now Dost. Here they are, still probing away. It's Daley Blind. Steven Bergwijn. And they've got a man out wide. But poor play at the end of a promising move. Guedes. Pepe. João Cancelo. Pizzi. João Moutinho. Now Danilo Pereira. Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Memphis Depay. Really strong tackle, and the ball's gone out for a throw. Frankie de Jong. It's Daley Blind. Wijnaldum. Very good attack, broken up in the end by good defensive play. And he passes back to the keeper. And it's gone out for a throw. Here's de Jong. It's with de Jong. De Ligt. Now Dost. Wijnaldum. Patrick van Aanholt. Just making sure that each pass is successful. When they'll see the chance for a forward pass, they'll flick a switch. Well, sitting back, it's a bit of a policy here, and letting the opposition come at them, risky. That was a chance to really get in at the goalkeeper, running off the defender, but he's run offside.
Happened so quickly, but we can see quite clearly here that he just went a little bit early.
Wijnaldum. Now Memphis Depay. Patrick van Aanholt. Jorginho. Dost! There's the breakthrough.
Oh, what a good move, and what a good finish that is. Some might say you prefer to score from 25 yards, but you wouldn't go along with that. This is all about instinct.
The goal, wherever you look at it, it was very well taken. That has opened the scoring. 1-0 here.
Number 9, Bas Dost.
Pizzi. João Moutinho. Fernandes trying to spot a potential ball to open them up. They're keeping the ball well. Oh, well, he couldn't make the most of that chance. It's a goal kick. João Moutinho. Pizzi. Pepe. João Cancelo. Now Danilo Pereira. Fernandes. Here's a chance to go down the outside of the opposition. Good support running on either side. Now Memphis Depay. Denzel Dumfries. Bergwijn. And he gets it back. Got the ball now under control and a chance to move themselves forward, get up the pitch. He's read that, hasn't he, and made the interception, made it look easy actually. Depay. Patrick Van Aanholt. To go in from here. Wijnaldum. Dost. Blind. It's Daley Blind. Steven Bergwijn. Denzel Dumfries. Blind. Looking to create an opening. The shoots! He's kept it out. Coming up, a corner. Here comes the corner. Gone for the header. We love to see that, especially you, Alan, but you could head it much, much better than this one.
Well, you've got to be committed to those headers, and he wasn't quite.
Dost. Well, he's looking to find Memphis Depay here with a lob pass. Now the ball's broken
The referee has
for Jorginho
indicated
Wijnaldum.
there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
He's got that, but got the ball away as well. Another turnover in play here with that interception. They want to play from the back, and he's doing just that. Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, here we are at half-time, and there's just the one goal in it on the scoreline, so it's been a good contest.
It has been, and not much to separate the two teams, really. The one side took the chance. It's been a half of few chances, in all fairness.
So the first touch, and the ball is in play, off we go. Patrick Van Aanholt. Goal! There's the breakthrough.
Oh, what a good move, and what a good finish that is.
Oh, well, he couldn't make the most of that chance. It's a goal kick. Goal for the header. We love to see that, especially you, Alan, but you could head it much, much better than this one.
Well, you've got to be committed to those headers.
So in the virtual Euro 2020 final at half-time, it is Netherlands 1, Portugal 0, and I think I'm right in saying Bas Dost has started every game for Netherlands as the lone striker, and some games, if I'm being honest, he's gone missing, but he's just been waiting for the biggest stage of all to finally score a goal, and it was quite a nice goal, I must say, from the striker. So Netherlands currently in the lead. I did apologise for not having a video from James Appleton, but he got in touch with me just before the game kicked off, and he said no need to apologise. He doesn't need to do a video as he'll do the talking on the pitch. Well, James, you've got 45 minutes to react to the goal from Bas Dost. And I must say as well, just a little side bit, I think that's the closest we've come to a goal directly from a corner as well from Van Dijk. So there's a lot happening in this final that's not happened before in the tournament. It continues to surprise us even till the last match. But who will get to lift the trophy come the end of this match? Will it be Netherlands? Will it be Portugal? 45 minutes. Let's find out.
Fans sit back in it for the start of the second half. Pepe. Danilo Pereira. Guedes. Here's Danilo Pereira. It's Bernardo Silva. Juan Moutinho. Now Memphis Depay. Juan Moutinho. Fernandez. Here's Danilo Pereira. In comes the challenge. Shielded it. Now the shot! Straightforward work for the goalkeeper. Referee has blown and he's given the free kick. Here's De Jong. Dumfries. Wijnaldum. This player is dominating the match with his possession of the ball.
Well, the opposition really need to sort it out and get somebody closer than they have.
And they've got a man out wide. Trying to pick out someone in the centre. Cross dealt with by the defender. Using his physical power to protect the ball. Wijnaldum! Good stop by the goalkeeper. Tipsy. Oh, he's playing it back to the goalkeeper. João Moutinho. And it's been an hour of very good football here. We've still got 30 more minutes to go, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy that as well. Room for the cross. I think the opposition looked as though they believed they'd get through then, but they haven't, and now they can get on the ball and play. And that will be a free kick. It's Daley Blind. Denzel Dumfries. And in a moment, there will be a substitution. Wijnaldum. Here's De Jong. With the game being played in one half of the pitch at the moment, the team with possession finding it hard, though, to get into areas where they're going to score a goal. Well, this is where managers really earn their money. In a losing situation, they've got to make a substitution. Got to get it right, really, to have any chance of getting anything from the match. Bergwijn. Wijnaldum. It's with De Jong. Probing pass. Depay. Can he shoot here? Needed to be brave, and he was. Here's De Jong. Dumfries. Chance to put it in the box from here. Deeper cross. Back post this time. Corner to come now.
Oh, here we go. Mexican wave. Crowd trying to entertain themselves.
Corner's taken. There's still danger here after this half clearance. Oh, what a touch by the defender.
He was so quick to get into position, to get his body in the way there.
Corner swung in. Goal! Lead by 2 now. Took the chance nicely. And that really has given them much more of a basis for the rest of this match.
It's all about thinking quicker, planting a firm effort past the keeper.
Well, it's a goal worth replaying over and over again, isn't it? Just widen the margin here to 2-0. Part of the game, the use of the substitutes, very important part of the tactics too. We've got to change. Teammates getting out of the way because they know he can dribble it here. Strong tackle to break up the play. It's a shot. Still a chance in there off the goalkeeper. And that will end the threat, at least for the moment. Here's Depay. Patrick Van Aanholt. Blind. It's with De Jong. Well, they are in the lead and they are on the ball, but in their own half at the moment. Well, this is how the game, many people, well, that's what they've been looking for. The ball in behind. Delivered into the box. Came in with the header, didn't come up with the goal.
Yeah, he would have hoped to do much better than that.
And that was the chance to hit the target. That's what will disappoint him. He didn't even work the goalkeeper.
Oh, he's getting some stick from the crowd, and you can understand why. It was an absolutely golden chance.
We've got 10 minutes left on the clock. Fernandes. Here's Depay. Blind. Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, here comes a substitution now. Pepe. Gian Moutinho. He could cross it from here. Ronaldo. He's had a go. Just lost their way in the final moments of that attack. Blind. Wijnaldum. Here's Depay. Patrick Van Aanholt. Tackle goes in. Gives it away. Gian Moutinho probing the pass. It's Ruben Neves. Bernardo Silva.
The referee has
Now, can he
indicated
take them on?
there will be a minimum of 3
Anticipate.
minutes
Shoots!
added time.
Blocked it then, and the defender able to clear it away. Blind. Here's De Jong. Did well, stuck out a foot, cut off the pass. João Moutinho, now with Bernardo Silva. He has cleared it well. And it's come to an end now as the referee blows the whistle for the last time. I think they might be looking for another friendly before they play again because they didn't really iron out the wrinkles here. They didn't look very sharp. They've been beaten.
No, I think they do need a bit more match practice in order to to get to the top of their game. It showed here today. Oh, what a good move and what a good finish that is.
Oh, well, he couldn't make the most of that chance. It's a goal kick. See that, especially you, Alan, but you could head it much, much better than this one.
Well, you've got to be committed to those headers.
Oh, what a touch by the defender.
He was so quick to get into position.
Corner swung in. Oh, they lead by 2 now. Took the chance nicely. That really has given them much more of a basis.
So Netherlands are your virtual Euro 2020 champions. Congratulations to Netherlands and Adam Sadler. I'm sure the streets of Rotterdam, Eindhoven, Amsterdam and all over Netherlands will be going wild. I know there'll be one street in Melbourne that is going to be feeling the noise this morning for you, but tonight for Netherlands. Congratulations, Adam and Netherlands. Commiserations to James Appleton and Portugal, but what a campaign they have put together, and it was a valiant effort to retain their title, but it couldn't get the job done. Bas Dost scoring his first goal of the tournament, and then we finally had our first goal directly from a corner, and we had to wait to the last goal of the tournament for that, with Dumfries getting the header and putting it past Rui Patricio. So 2-0 is the final scoreline. It promised to be an exciting match, and it proved that it was. Netherlands are your champions. Netherlands are the virtual Euro 2020 champions. I'm sure there'll be some sort of prize coming your way, Adam. I'm not too sure. I don't run these things. I'm just the face. Get in touch with El Presidente. I don't know. And that confirms that Shaqiri got the golden boot on 5 goals, as Depay couldn't get any in this. So well done to Mike Mann for leading Shaqiri to the top goal scorer. Paul Hudson leading the best defence and getting Hugo Lloris the golden glove for France. And a big shout out to every manager that was involved in this entire tournament. It was a privilege to host it for you. That's it. That is it. Can you believe it? 2 weeks of hard work from every single person involved. 2 weeks of enjoyable football, and I'm sure you'll agree, 2 weeks of a beautiful distraction to everything that is going on outside. It's been an honour to host this for you each night. And given the talk today, it was, before it was high hopes, but after the talks, you might be seeing my face a lot sooner than you expected. If there is any news about another tournament, I'm sure you will be the first ones to hear it, the managers and the viewers of this stream. If you have been a viewer and not a manager whilst watching this, and you feel like getting involved, get in touch with us. YouTube inbox, the Twitter DMs, or if you know anyone that's involved, ask them. And I'm sure if we do set something up, I'm sure you will be involved next time. But it's been a really enjoyable 2 weeks witnessing this, and it all led to Netherlands being the virtual Euro 2020 champions. Oh, wow. So, that being said, I'd like to thank everyone that's been involved, as I said before, viewer and managers. A special thank you to Dean Smith, who ran the DS bets continuously each night, supplying the odds, supplying the entertainment for everyone. The virtual betting was a very welcome addition to this tournament. Another big shout out to the guys at Store 57 Productions. Mike Man, he brought you every single graphic you have seen during this tournament, and it was incredibly fast work as well to get everything up and running on the Twitter and making it so presentable. He's done a fantastic job. And also Alan Brown, who did every single video package you have seen in this tournament. And again, his incredibly fast work was miraculous. Not miraculous, but it was brilliant stuff, and the quality from both graphics and video never diminished given timelines, especially yesterday when we had such a tight deadline to the semi-finals. So thank you to them, and obviously thank you to El Presidente himself, the runner of Virtual Euro 2020, Reece Wolstenholme, who has been simming every game. He's been inputting all the tactics, all the lineups. Everything you have seen on the pitch is down to Reece Wolstenholme. So thank you especially to them 4 guys, but thank you for tuning in each night and making this your nightly ritual. And as I say, given the current lockdown status, we may be back sooner than you think. Be sure to keep the notification bells on just in case. We will have more updates in the next few hours and tomorrow, recapping all of this. Make sure to check out YouTube as well, as all the live streams are there and they're nicely put into a playlist. And as of tomorrow, all the highlights that you've seen throughout the live streams will also be on YouTube, so you can enjoy them at your fullest. So that's it. That is it. Wow, what a 2 weeks it's been. I've enjoyed it very much. And I'd love to do it again. I didn't buy this green suit for nothing. It's a suit. I've got green pants on. You've not seen them, but it's a suit. It's a suit, trust me. So you might see this a lot sooner than you think. But I'd like to leave you with a recap of the tournament. It's been an emotional 2 weeks for some. So lastly, again, thank you for viewing. Thank you for joining in. And maybe I'll see you in a few weeks. But until then, thank you and good night.